Hello and welcome to video 5. This is me learning how to use the Digitone 2 and showing you what I do as I do it. Today's video is going to be all about the Euclidean Sequencer, which I was looking at last night and I was thinking, what on earth is this? I have no idea what's going on here at all. And then this morning I got up and the penny dropped, so I thought I'd show you this while it's fresh in my mind. One thing I want to show you before I forget, and that is that you can save a project by holding function and save project, the cogwheel there, and all we've got to do is press yes and it saves. I've forgotten to show you that. The other thing I wanted to show you before I forget is that with the rec light up and a trig on, for instance this one here, if you hold the trig and press yes, you can hear the sound of that trig. That's two very obvious things that I neglected to show you, and I'm sorry about that. So quick save, function and press the cogwheel, and to hear a trig when the rec light's on, hold the trig, press yes. Those are my two top tips of the day. That's a lot of T's. Let's move on to this Euclidean sequencer, and this is absolutely mind-blowing, so I'll try and do this really slowly, so excuse me if I'm dumbing this right down, but I think in this way you'll understand it and you'll enjoy using it. So I've got this simple track here. This pattern is called 2, and let's have a look at what we've got here. So we've got this 4 on the floor. This is going to be our kind of metronome, and on track 2 I've got this snare drum sound, but if you look I've got no trigs. It's simply empty and it's a 1-bar pattern. Got a function page, 1 bar, 16. So it couldn't be much easier than that, could it? Now if I hold function and sequencer, okay, we come up on this page here. If I just press amp, we get the amplitude page. Function and amp gives us the sequencer page, and in fact it gives us the Euclidean sequencer. So at the moment it's turned off. So if I press play, all we hear is that kick drum on track 1. The snare is on track 2. So we'll make sure we're on track 2, Sin 2 there. Now if I turn the Euclidean sequencer on by rotating the D encoder to the right, you'll see it says Euclidean mode is on. Now we've got these controls here, PL1, PL2, length, RO1, RO2, TRO, and something else which I'll explain in a moment. What does it all mean? It's very confusing, isn't it? The Euclidean sequencer is on. If I turn up the PL1 control, at the moment it's set at 0, if I turn it on to 1, right, and I press the rec light, you'll see that I've got a trig on step 1. I've got a snare that's been generated by that pulse generator. I didn't input that. I can't input anything else. This is all controlled by this encoder A, which is for pulse generator 1. So that's generated that step, that trig on step 1. Let's turn it up to 2 now, see what happens. You saw there it went yellow momentarily there to show me the 2 trigs that had come up, because now we've got 2 trigs. Notice how these trigs are evenly spaced out, and that's how the Euclidean sequencer works. No matter how many trigs it generates, it tries to spread them out across the pattern. This is only 16 beats, so it's put 1 on 1 and 1 on 9, so evenly spaced. See? So that's pretty simple. So this is just one control we're using, the pulse generator 1, and it's set at 2. Now let's turn it up to 3 and see what happens. Keep an eye on the trigs and for the yellow lights. Try and do this so I don't go past 3. Right, yellow and then back to blue. Now we've got 3 trigs. One's on 1, one's on 7, one's on 12. Let's have a listen to that. Now I don't quite understand this, because if you divide 16 by 3, obviously it comes to 5 and a bit hanging, so you'd think it would be on 1, 6 and I don't know, something else, but anyway it feels quite musical, doesn't it, with these trigs on 1, 7 and 12. Right, so I hope you're with me so far. Let's turn this up to 4, so pulse generator 1. Now watch the yellow lights. There we go, 1, 5, 9 and 13. So it's got 4 trigs and it's spread them out evenly across the 16 steps. So we've now got a 4 on the floor snare drum pattern. Okay, so that's easy. Let's turn it up to 5. There is a point to all this in case you're wondering. Right, 1, 5, 8, 11 and 14. So we've now got 5 pulses, 5 steps generated. Now you can hear this set against that 4 on the floor kick drum. And obviously you can keep going up and up and up and up until you get more and more pulses. If you do 16, of course, you'll have one on every single step. Go down to 15, what does that do? Yeah, it's quite weird, isn't it? Right, let's set this back to 4. Every time you change it, we get the yellow lights to confirm what you've done. So we've got 1, 5, 9 and 13, evenly spaced. Good, that's fine. Let's go back to our normal sequence by rotating the D encoder, turning the Euclidean sequencer off. And remember, I haven't inputted anything on this track, on this snare track. All you can hear there is the kick drum. So the rec light's on. Now I'm going to put a normal trig on step 3. If I hold that step 3, hold that trig 3 and hold yes, we can hear that. I learnt that today. Just proving that. Now let's play this. There's that snare. Now if I go to the Euclidean sequencer, I hear those 4 snares, but not that snare in the normal sequence. Back to the normal. Euclidean. So the two are completely separate at the moment. So that note in the normal sequence doesn't appear in the Euclidean, and the Euclidean notes don't appear in the normal sequence. Right, so let's put some parameter locks on this note in the normal sequence. Let's go to the filter and drastically change this so we can really hear. Put some reverb on it as well. It's already got some, let's put a lot on there so we can really hear it. A bit too much. So you can hear it's, very distinct. Let's go to our Euclidean sequencer now. Function and sequencer. Turn it on. Now notice this trig here has now got the sound of that trig in the normal sequence. Now why is that? Well, if we go back to the normal sequence, you'll see that's on step 3. Okay? In the Euclidean sequence, the third of the 4 steps, this one here, has taken on that sound of the step 3 in here, see? So now the 2 sequences are linked because this trig is the same as this trig. See? So those two are the same. And you understand the relationship. In the normal sequence, we've got this trig, which I've altered by changing the filter and the effects. And in the Euclidean sequencer, it's this one here, the third of the 4 trigs. So number 3 is the key thing there. I'm sure you're getting the idea by now. Now I'm going to change the PL1 to 3. Change it back to 3. It's very sensitive, that it's very easy to overshoot. So I've now got 3 trigs. So now we've got this. Now it's this one here, number 12, that's got that altered note because it's the third one of the 3, you see? This is the same as this, you see? Back to Euclidean. Now if we double the length of the bars, if I hold function and page and I come up to 32, now you'll see that I've got 2 trigs in the first bar, and in the second bar I've got this one, because the Euclidean sequencer is now attempting to spread out those 3 trigs across the 2 bars. I've got one on 1, one on 12 and one on 7 in the second bar. See? So it's really clever, isn't it? So you might be thinking, what is the point of all this? Well, you can generate really interesting and unpredictable events like this as you develop it across several tracks. Of course, you don't have to have it on just one track, but it does only really work with percussive sounds. You can't get any pitch into it as such. I haven't really explored that yet. I think it mainly works best on percussive things. Let's set the bar length back to 16. Function E, take it back to 16. So back to 16. Beat 1 bar, and we're back to our 1, 7 and 12. So you might be wondering what R01 does underneath. Well, it's the rotation generator. It moves the trigs generated by PL1 backwards and forwards. So at the moment we're on 1, 7 and 12. So if I rotate the E encoder 1 position, so it says +1, you'll see that those 3 trigs are going to move 1 place to the right. So it's on 0 at the moment. Right, +1. Now they're on 2, 8 and 13. So if I go to +2, 3, 9 and 14. See, so they move. So now move them again. +3. They've moved over again. See? So that's how that works. Let's move them back to where they were. So E encoder, set it back to 0, and now they're back on 1, 7 and 12. I love the way that the trigs appear in yellow momentarily so you can see where they've gone. That's really good, isn't it? So we're back to our normal, 1, 7 and 12. Good. Now if I rotate the rotation generator 1 place to the left, so it's -1, watch what happens now. The trig that was on 1 has fallen off the edge and then reappeared at the end on 16. 7's gone to 6, 12's gone to 11. Now this one here is the one that's got the changed note from the normal sequence, is it? Because it's the 3rd one in. Remember, this was on step 3. So that's this one here. Let's bring the rotation generator back to 0. And now we've got our 1, 7 and 12 again. This is very nerdy, I know. I'm really enjoying it and I hope you are too. There's lots of other things we can do with this as well. In this Euclidean sequence, let's change one of these trigs. Let's go to trig 1 and we'll put a lot of reverb on this. So loads of reverb on that trig. And on trig 7, let's put loads of overdrive on that. Okay, so I've changed trig 1 and trig 7. That's the first 2 of the 3, bear that in mind. I've changed those. On this one I put loads of reverb, and on this one I put loads of overdrive. Now let's go back to the normal sequence and see what's happened. I've got 2 extra trigs now, because in the Euclidean sequence I put trigs on these first 2. That makes the normal sequence see them and input them with those settings. So this trig is from the Euclidean sequencer, loads of reverb. This one is also from the Euclidean sequencer, loads of overdrive, and this one is the original trig from the normal sequence. It's mind-blowing, isn't it? So now we've got 3 trigs here. Go to the Euclidean, still got our 3, and we've altered the first 2. So in our normal sequence now, let's put a trig on 6. So it's playing there. Go to the Euclidean, not playing. The two only appear in each other's sequences if you add trigs to them, see? This one here has no changes to it. I haven't done any parameter locks. And it's on trig 6. Now, to make this work, let's just put some filter on this. Let's change the filter. Okay, so we've now changed that. Now, if I go to the Euclidean sequence, I still can't hear it because I would need 6 pulses to hear that, because it would be the 6th one. So if I bring this up to 6, now it will be this one. See? Has that changed one? And now here, which is 15 here, that's the same because it's the 6th one. Go back to the normal sequence. This is on step 6. You see, so step 6 here equates to the 6th one of these, which is 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See? It's really clever, isn't it? Let's play this, see what it sounds like. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Most of it sounds pretty musical. Right, so let's just start again. Let's turn this down to 0. I think this one is on 0, isn't it? Right, and let's come back to the normal sequence. So we're back to where we were, just our metronome kick drum. And there's nothing in the Euclidean sequence. Good. Let's turn up PL1 to 4. So we've got our equally spaced 4 trigs there. Now we'll turn up the second controller there, the pulse generator 2. Let's put this onto 1. Right, there it is, but we won't hear any difference because obviously that's in the same place as the trig was for the pulse generator 1. So to see any difference here, we're going to have to move this up to 3. So this is the second one, pulse generator 2. So we're going to move it up to 3. And now you can see we've got 7 and 12 are different to 1, 5, 9 and 13. So we've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pulses. We've got 4 from pulse generator 1, 3 from pulse generator 2, but of course we haven't got 7 because this 1 is the same for both of them. So it's 7 and 12 that are different, you see? So that's extra on what we had before. So we're using a combination of pulse generator 1 and 2, kind of an amalgam. So 1 is common to both, 5 is from pulse generator 1, 7 is from pulse generator 2, 9 is from pulse generator 1, 12 is from pulse generator 2, and 13 is from pulse generator 1. Now if I rotate RO2 to +3, you'll see that I'm going to move those trigs from pulse generator 2 along 3 steps. So 1, 2, 3. Now, you see where they came? Now, we've got 7 trigs because the 3 trigs from pulse generator 2, because I moved them along, they are appearing on 4, 10 and 15, and those original ones from pulse generator 1 are still on 1, 5, 9 and 13. So now we can see all 7 trigs. Now if I turn the Euclidean sequencer off, of course there's nothing in the normal sequence because I took all those trigs out. So if I really like this and I want to put it into the normal sequence, if I hold function and turn the Euclidean sequencer off, now everything has appeared in the normal sequence. And I could go back. If I changed any of the trigs, added parameter locks, okay, that would still work. I could rotate all the pulse generator 1 or 2 trigs and it wouldn't affect what's in the normal sequence. But at the moment they're both exactly the same. normal, Euclidean. Now if I go to function and page and I press function and yes, I'm going to turn on the per track settings. Now if I go back to the Euclidean sequencer, I can change the length now. So if I just run it, and you'll see if I change the length to longer than 16, you'll see how the trigs are spreading out as the Euclidean sequencer is trying to spread them across, at the moment, 26 steps. That's forever changing. So this is 2 bars now. Now, we're not really hearing this because I need to make sure this reset is up on 32. In fact, I'm going to turn this up to 128, this reset, just to err on the side of caution. 128. Now, this track length here is the same as the setting in the Euclidean sequencer. So if I bring this down to something strange like 9, if I go to the track length by holding function and page, you'll see it's 9 there as well. That's the same control. So let's come out of this. So now it's only looking at 9 steps. It's trying to cram all that into there. So I'm going to bring that up. We hear more trigs. So now it's trying to cram them into 13 steps. Not sure it's particularly musical, but let's bring it back to 16. So sensitive, these controls. So there we are, you can change the length, and obviously that changes the distribution of the trigs. Now TRO, this is the track rotation control. It controls the trigs placed by both pulse generators. So if I rotate this by 1, they'll all move along 1. See? Or back. So that's both trigs generated by pulse generator 1 and 2 are moved globally by this TRO control. So now, move it back. So if you want to see what it's set to, push down on the encoder. See, at the moment it's +3, they moved over by 3. So obviously some have fallen off the edge. It's pretty involved, isn't it? Let's move that back to 0. Don't forget, you can't input trigs manually by pressing the keys. So let's hold function and rotate the Euclidean, turning it off, and now everything is printed, if you like, to the normal sequence. Don't forget, you can still do all that business with the parameter locks. Now this final control, bottom right, which is on the H encoder, is the Boolean Operator. Now I don't pretend to totally understand this, but it's all about mathematics and logic. So let's go to the Euclidean sequencer. At the moment it's set on OR, or is that OR? I'm not sure, but anyway, all trigs from both generators are on the track. That's the kind of default. Now if I rotate this to XOR, there's no difference, because what that does, it puts all the trigs from both generators on the track unless they are on the same sequencer step. And then we go to the next setting, which is AND. This is only trigs added to the same sequencer step. We know we're going to have nothing here because nothing is on the same step. Only trigs added to the same sequencer step by pulse generator 1 and 2 are placed on the track. And obviously you can see here, the way I set it, nothing was on the same step, so everything's turned off here. So let's just go back to the original one, shall we? Let's try and change something here. Try this one, setting of 8 on pulse generator 1. Right, so yes, now here on the XOR, trigs from both generators 1 and 2 are placed on the track unless they are added to the same sequencer step. See, 15 is on here. That's obviously 1 and 2 in the same place there. So when we go to XOR, we lose that one. And when we go to AND, we only get that one. Right, I get it, that's fine. And then sub, the last one, trigs from generator 1 are placed on the track unless generator 2 adds a trig on the same step as generator 1. Yeah, bit of a mind blower that, not too sure how I'd use that. That is the Euclidean sequencer, and it's pretty amazing, isn't it? The things you can do and the things it can generate. And obviously you'll just do stuff just by generally faffing. You know, you can sit there and mathematically work it all out, but you'll get happy accidents and you'll like what you've got, and then you'll hold function and turn the Euclidean sequencer off, and then it's in the normal sequence. And the good thing about this is you can have different Euclidean sequences for each track. So if I go to track 1, this is set to 3. If I go to track 2, I've got a completely different set of settings here. This is set at 8 and 3. Yeah, so it's really flexible, isn't it? So there we are. I hope I haven't burnt your brain too much there. That is the Euclidean sequencer explained very slowly and carefully. My advice to you is to learn how it works and then just do some general faffing until you come up with something you really like, and then print it to the track. I'm sure you'll come up with some great happy accidents. Thank you very much for watching the video today. If you got some benefit from it, please give it a like and consider subscribing to my channel. It's always great if people make a small donation for the work that I do, and you can do that here on YouTube or on my website, which is www.daddylonglegs.com. Thank you very much for watching the video today, and you'll see me in my next one.